everyone, welcome to scvbecks. I'm Rebecca and this is my YouTube channel. We're back with a new video and this week we're gonna talk about flat searching in London. As most people know, searching for a flat in London is hard. It's one of the hardest things. When me and Henry were looking for a flat, I was literally like, I don't want to do that. Generally don't want to do that. I'm happy for you to find everything, and thankfully he loves looking for flats and just looking at houses. So he pretty much did with like most of the flat situation. He found the place that we're currently living in. As you can see from my background, the place is different from my room in Italy when I was still recording in Italy. And today I'm gonna show you where we're living and talk about flats in London and just like in general rent, how it works, and give you guys some tips on how to find the best flat in London. First thing first, I'm gonna say that as a student, it's very hard to find a flat in London. Landlords usually ask for 6 months pay in advance, which was something that we did not want to do. And I know that people have been fighting about this, like make that illegal for people to ask for like 6 months of rent in advance. However, they can still do it, and they did ask us for 6 months of rent in advance, unless we could prove that we had like both of us stable jobs, which at the time we didn't. So yeah, it's very hard if you're a student, if you can only work part-time, especially if you're coming from like a different country and you can only work 20 hours a week. That is gonna be very hard, but it's not gonna be impossible. Of course, there's like student accommodations where you can live, and I think in student accommodation they can't ask you for 6 months of rent in advance. However, student accommodation wasn't our choice. We didn't want to pay that much because I find them relatively expensive. Depends where you're staying, of course, but I wanted to stay pretty close to university because I also work at my university, so I needed a place that is like convenient for me, you know. It's kind of close, and this place is literally 10 minutes away from my uni. It's like 12 minutes and it's literally the perfect thing. I love that I can just wake up 10 minutes before my classes. I love that I can just like, well, maybe not wake up 10 minutes before my classes, but you know, leave my house 10 minutes before my classes. It's very convenient. 9 a.m. or like 10 a.m. class, you can just sleep a bit more. I know that a lot of people love to party during university. Not me personally, really not a big party person. But going back to the flat searching, we did look through a lot of places. We didn't do a lot of viewings. I know that people go and do a lot of viewings, but we were pretty sure they were not gonna take us, so I was like, what's the point in bothering if in the description I would read that it said like either no students, or there's like certain words you can tell if students are welcome or not, and you can also tell if they want you to have a guardian or someone that is gonna like be responsible for your rent if you're not gonna be able to pay. And yeah, we did go and do a viewing of a very cool place that I'm not gonna mention because we really liked it, but they asked me for a guarantor that I think he had to make 60k. I guess if you have a family in the UK it's a bit different, because of course if you combine the incomes of like 2 people you will get to 60k, but 60k a year for one person is quite a lot of money. And yeah, it was just a bit hard to prove that because everything would fall sort of like onto my dad. So in the end we just didn't go for that option, and looking back at it I'm kind of glad that we didn't, because I like this place way more than that one. The cool thing about that place was that it was like a building, so we would have been part of like a really cool building, and there would have been like gym included, a lot of facilities, and to be fair it would have been like a bit of a dream. But this is more like a house. This feels more like our place, and we got it without furniture, so we had to like furnish the whole place, and it was such a cool thing to do. We bought all of the plate and kitchen supplies, and just in general it's been such a fun thing to like make the house ours. I built the desk that I'm sitting in front of. We built a bed together, the bed frame, which is like a bed frame that you can open, and it's just, I would say that is way better than getting a flat that is already furnished and you're basically paying for a room that is gonna be the same as like everyone else. Also, this is a 1-bed flat. Falls into like a studio description. I don't know, we pay for a studio I would say, but I consider it a 1-bed flat because the room is separate. I think studios are the places where like everything is in the same room, and I really did not want the kitchen and the bedroom like in the same room. I want them separate, and the bedroom in this one is separate, so 10 out of 10 it worked out in our way. Yeah, we got really lucky. We looked on a lot of places for flats in London, but mainly on Zoopla. And I think this place was on Zoopla as well, but we found it through... I'm not like 1000% sure. I will put it like here on the screen somewhere because I need to double check with Henry because he was dealing with the flat stuff, so I'm not like 1000% sure, but I would highly recommend going through that website. So yeah, the procedure for this flat was private, so we didn't have to go through all of like, because like for example on Zoopla, most of the places you would have to like be approved by someone else. They have usually like external companies that approve people, and you would have to put a deposit most of the time. I think we did put a deposit for this one, but it wasn't like a major one. I've had places where they've asked me for like insane amount of money for deposits and for the 6 months upfront if you didn't pass the background check. And they would also check like your bank statements, your banks, your credit scores. If you go through that website, there's places where you don't have to go through all of these. It's usually like private landlords that they want to just rent out their family houses. And we got really lucky because literally we came to see it and it was lovely people. We absolutely loved the place, so we were just like, can we put the deposit and get it? And they were like, yep, and they just gave it to us. It was pretty straightforward, so we got it quite quickly. We moved in the 1st of April, so now it's been 5 months, I would say. Yeah, it's been 5 months. It's gonna be 6 months in September, and it's great. I mean, I'm here like every day and I absolutely love it. It's literally the best place ever, and I'm gonna show you guys in just a minute. We're just gonna do a tour of the house together. I did record some clips of the house throughout the day because I guess it's better with natural light. There's a lot of light in this flat and I love this about the place. It gets a lot of lights because there's like, in the room there's 3 windows, and in the living room the door is kind of like made of glass-ish, I don't know, but like there's a lot of light coming in and I love it. The only thing that I would say is not a 10 out of 10 is the fact that there's not many big windows, so the windows are like those ones that you open and you like kind of push it back, if it makes sense. But yeah, it doesn't have like big windows, you know, the typical windows that you would open. It has British windows that are not like my favorite thing. But yeah, I love everything about this flat, so we're just gonna jump into the tour and I'm just gonna show you around. And yeah, let's go.